KILR Taylor James.
Yeah, I saw that they had another alpha program open up. Although I'd like to get into the alpha program, you know what? I'm okay just waiting. I have enough that'll keep me busy as it is, and I'm afraid that if I were to get into the alpha program right now, you can't really say anything about it. You know, so it's not like I can sit there and do videos. It's not like I can go in and say, oh, this is how it's going to work on an i5 machine, which I don't think they would. I don't think they'll give me alpha access because of that reason. But it would distract me from anything else right now. And I don't want it to do that. I figure, you know what? Once I get into Flight Sim 2020, I want to do it right. You know what? I want to have the right equipment, the right graphics card. That way, the moment I get into it, I'm getting the full experience right off the bat. Right now, if I try to get into it, I really would not be able to see and appreciate it for, you know, what it has. I am curious about Flight Sim 2020 and if it would work at all on an i5. I'm also wondering if I'll even have enough space. I may not even have enough space. I'm having a challenging time just trying to squeeze space in for some of this other stuff that I've got. Oh, 150 gigs. Yeah, nope. I definitely don't have the space. Especially since it's got to be on Windows 10. Yeah, it would be all over the place. I have to build an actual, a whole new system that's going to be... That's going to be cleaned up and organized well.
Say again, Kuwaiti. 512, sending 160, and approaching position 90, initiate direct Marshall after 90. حياك الله كويتي 512 radar contact. Confirm request 15.
See, I've got space that's taken up because I've got footage that I've been recording that needs to be edited, and so there's room being taken up by that. And then, of course, the emulators, the virtualization. Yeah, so I got space being taken up all over. And that's with like 4 terabytes worth of storage. It's good. I'm patient. I have enough toys to keep me busy. While everyone's hemming and hawing about the Flight Sim 2020, I'll be over here in my little corner of the universe hemming and hawing about X-Plane 6 and X-Plane 7. I'm curious, now that I got X-Plane 7, how much different it's going to look compared to X-Plane 6. This one's all in Spanish. From what I can see here, it looks like it's got a detailed JFK airport in here. And then Puente Aero Madrid, Barcelona. So I think it's got like a detailed Madrid airport as well as JFK. This one's on DVD. Totalmente en español. Does that mean totally in Spanish? I don't know. However, since I do have the disc, I think if I download the executable from the X-Plane site, because you can download the old executables, as long as I have the disc, I don't think I'll be locked in demo. If you don't have the disc, then you're locked in a demo mode and you're limited to a certain area. But if you've got the disc, then you can fly around the globe, assuming you have world scenery. Nope, haven't installed it yet. I just got it today. Yep, just got it today. I can sort of read the requirements here. Requires Windows 98, Windows Me, or Windows XP, a Pentium 3 500 megahertz machine, 128 megabytes of RAM, a DVD-ROM drive. It looks like something between 16 megabytes and 555 megabytes worth of space. Maybe it's 16 megabytes minimum, 550 megabytes if you install the whole thing to your hard drive.
Good day, sir. It's Gopher 200, flight level 390.
Gopher 200, identified to maintain flight level 390.
Copy that.
Hey, I think I got us locked on the, It's weird. Here's the autopilot panel, I've been trying to find how to get it to lock on GPS. Well, this GPS light's been on, but it was on heading before. But now, apparently I've got it on the VOR localizer mode light, but when I look at the flight plan, I am smack right on it, so it looks like we're all set. 6 and 7. Yeah, so here's X-Plane 7, and then here's the world scenery here that says version 7 underneath X-Plane, but it just happens to work on 6 also. I did order X-Plane 6 global scenery, but it's the person I bought it from is in a country that is apparently not allowed to ship to the US yet. So it may be another month or so before I actually get it. So before I do any official world tour videos with X-Plane 6, I'll just be doing some test flights, with X-Plane 6. I want to be sure the scenery is probably the same, but I don't want to make that assumption. I want to wait until I actually get those discs, so that way when I do the World Tour series, you can see, okay, here's X-Plane 6 with X-Plane 6 global scenery. Here's X-Plane 7 with X-Plane 7 global scenery. And then, well, X-Plane 8, 9, 10, that, you could get a global edition with those. And you didn't have to buy them separately. Yeah, we are automatically turning now. Woo!
9915.
I'm gonna pull up some pictures here. Oh, so we were talking. I don't know if you were on earlier or not when we were talking about Shadow Wolf was talking about doing a little something more with the transcontinental airway system, and maybe doing a flight using this. Using this system, so I may look into it a little bit more. But I've been seeing programs such as this here, Around the World in 80 Flights, for FS9. Also works with FSX, but I think I would do it with FS9. But then I've also seen this, which is Around the World, which is for version 5, 95 and 98. And I was thinking about doing some separate series, like streams/series, featuring that. One of them I think just comes with flight plans. Another one comes with flight plans and maybe some scenery for the airports. And actually doing, like an 80 episode series of flying around the world, featuring that actual that add-on. There are some people on YouTube that I think they attempted to do it, but they didn't do it all the way. But I hope the fuel holds out too. This is the fuel here, isn't it? Oh, that's pressure. There's the fuel flow right here. Oh, but you know what? This is not a PMDG aircraft, which means I can just refuel it in the air if I have to. Oh, FS passengers flag, you're not allowed to change the fuel. Well, we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that when we have to worry about that. Let me go to the overhead panels here. Do you notice how the 2D panels look so much better than the virtual cockpit? One of these shows here's the fuel system. Here's fuel quantity. Reserve tank. Looks like we got 2,200 pounds. Here's fuel quantity. Here's our fuel right here. We might be okay. I think we might have enough fuel. Here's N1 tank fuel quantity. Here's N4, N3. Yeah, there's like 4 tanks, and then there's like 4 auxiliary tanks or something. Are we there yet? Yep, we got a little ways to go. Technically, we're not supposed to have oceans worth of fuel. You're supposed to have just enough fuel to get to the airport and your alternate, and really no more than that. So that way you land the aircraft while it's light. But, you know, we don't do that here on the Killer Gamer channel. Yeah, we don't do that here. Yeah, no, I've not, well, I'm not a pilot, so no, I've not flown. I've always wanted to be a pilot, but I'm beyond that. Wouldn't have the money to be able to do it as it is. This is going to be the best that I'm going to be able to have. Honestly, once I'm able to build a computer to be able to fly Flight Simulator 2020 and do it in VR and have that sim and controls and everything, then I'll consider my goal of being a pilot there. I'll consider me meeting my goal of actually being a pilot. And it will be a lot cheaper and safer, for that matter. But what have I learned from flying sims that I think I could take into real life? Don't fly an airliner. I don't know, basic skills. Like I know how to, you know, tune in VOR navigation. If for some reason there is an emergency and there is no one else available to land an aircraft, I think I would be able to do it. Yeah, you know, I'll know the landing gear and a few buttons. I'm getting a little better, that's for sure. I remember another reason why I wasn't sure about flying airlines is because of seeing all buttons like these, switches like these, and these, and these, and knobs and lights and buttons, and they're flashing and they're making noise, and I can't stand it anymore. Classic scene from Airplane 2, the sequel.
The damn lever just came off of my hand, and we're still at warp.
Try another lever.
There are no more levers, just switches.
No buttons?
No buttons, just switches, lights, and knobs.
Oh, cut the bleeding heart crap, will ya? We've all got our switches, lights, and knobs to deal with, Stryker. I mean, down here, there are literally hundreds and thousands of blinking, beeping, and flashing lights. Blinking and beeping and flashing. They're flashing and they're beeping. I can't stand it anymore. They're blinking and beeping and flashing. Why doesn't somebody call the fire? Sir, I'm all right. I'm all right. All right, Stryker.
Yeah. Buttons, lights are flashing everywhere. Oh, the Airbus. Holy crap. Yeah, I have the Aerosoft Airbus collection. For FSX and P3D. I need a lot of practice with that one. I understand that it's easy to fly once you learn it. For me, it's like having to throw everything I've learned about flying out the window and doing it a whole different way. The Airbus is just a completely different setup. I tried flying the Airbus on one day when I was doing the Russian tour online, and yeah, I got a lot of practicing I got to do with that before I can really do much more with it. However, I do have the Airbus. I have Airbus 2000 for Flight Simulator 98 and Flight Simulator 2000, and I can fly that just fine. Yeah, I've heard about the tallest Airbus for X-Plane. I've heard that's a good one. You were talking about the Concorde. You were talking about the Concorde earlier. Oh, hey, I was looking for this. I was wondering where my Fly 2 package was at. It's right down here. I recently did some organization here on my shelf. Yeah. So I got this right here, Concorde. This is for Flight Simulator 2002 and 2004. I don't have this one installed yet, but I definitely do want to get it installed. And in addition to that, I also have this Concorde right here. That's for Flight Simulator 98. That one I have installed, and that one I flew. As far as landing, well, that's a whole nother story. And just to kind of show you some other stuff that I've got here for the other simulators, just to kind of give you an idea of things that I'm going to be doing on future streams and videos. There's this right here, World Airports 2. This is for Flight Simulator 8 and Flight Simulator 9. This includes London, Luton Airport, New York JFK, Toronto, Frankfurt, Chicago O'Hare, Washington Dulles, Houston, Las Vegas, Dallas, Rome, and Manchester. Oh, Manchester. Huh. Then I've got this for Flight Simulator 2002 and 2004. It's the 727. In this case, I would use this with Flight Simulator 2002 because I have the legendary 727 series from Captain Sim. Same company that does the 707. I've got that for FS9, so I would just use it there. And then from Wilco Publishing, I've got 737 Pilot in Command. For Airbuses, I've got the A380 here for Flight Simulator 2004. This is also Wilco Publishing. This here is for Flight Simulator 2002 and 2004. It's the Dash 8 Dash 300 plane. I like the Dash 8. The Dash 8 is a neat plane. Can be a little tricky to land. And then for FS9, I've got the iFly 737NG. I also have a PMDG version of that as well. So, all little stuff that I'll be doing videos and stuff on. What did I put over there? Oh, that's what that was. Yeah, I've got a lot of toys. Elias Almudir. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pronounce that the best that I can. Whoops. Well, we don't want to do that. How are you doing? I got to go backwards on the chat here. Trying to use a mouse for a yoke is, man, if you can do that, then you're awesome, because I have not been able to fly with a mouse at all. I've tried. I can fly with a keyboard, but a mouse? Nah, no way. I'm a mess when it comes to using a mouse to fly with a yoke. And was there a flight simulator from Microsoft that wasn't officially a flight simulator? Yes. Yes, there was. It was called Microsoft Flight. Although I never had it, it was a total piece of junk. Yeah, and that was the one that had... Here it is. So, right here. Microsoft Flight. Visually, it looked pretty good, but they developed this thing. You only had like a small section of scenery, and then other parts of it you had to open up with DLC. But I mean, visually, I mean, this looks, it looked really nice for the time. I mean, that's very nice, but unfortunately, it was more of a game than it was a simulator. Landings are controlled crashes. Yep, and John, you beat me to the Microsoft Flight thing. Alex Nessie. And John mentions he's got A2A stuff for FSX. I got some A2A stuff as well. Alex Nessie.
If I do a barrel, we might fall out the sky. Fuck it. There's your goddamn barrel roll.
That's pretty cool. That's the isn't that the Concorde on the on X-Plane? I've seen some people fly it before. I want the Concorde for FSX. I think it's called Concorde X. But the company no longer sells it anymore, and that really irritates the crap out of me because I would love to get it. Okay, so here is the Concorde FXP right here. Ooh, can sit there and zoom in and stuff. On sale, $55 right now. Yeah, I would definitely like to get that. Just recently got the XP Relistic 2. I don't have it installed yet, but I just recently bought that.
Lodkin 93, contact control 129.3. 129.3, Lodkin 93, все хорошо, да.
I wonder if we can
Kuwait, November 5221 to lift, heading 335.
Left to 335 Kuwait, November 5221.
My goodness, they still want me to go to left left to 335. Okay, well, we'll just turn them off again. Yeah, I got sick of ATC, so I turned them off. I turned them off because they turned me off. Me? No, I had an Amiga. I had an Amiga 500, a 2000, and a 4000. I actually still have them. The Amiga 500 doesn't work anymore. The 2000, I don't think that works anymore. One of my 4000s might actually work. Ah, lemonamiga.com. Yep, I know them. Yep, I'm familiar with the Lemon Retro Store. Oh, look at that. There's one specific... There's an Airbus. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that one. Approach trainer. Chuck Yeager's. I always wanted to get that. I just never did. But I remember that one. F-15 Strike Eagle. That was another one that I wanted to get back in the day. As well as FA-18 Interceptor. May have been. I don't remember. As far as the X-15 from a B-52. How are we doing here on the flight? Well, we're getting there. We have 660 miles left to go. We're definitely more than halfway there. This is what we have left. Well, hello, Ian. Nice to meet you. Yep, I've got... Not only do I have those, but I also have everything going back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. I've got X-Planes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 as well. And I've also got ProPilot, Fly, Sublogic Flight, Sublogic ATP. All of those I've either done videos and streams on or will be doing videos and streams on. So if you love classic simulators, this is a good channel to bookmark or follow. So that way you get notified of when I come online to stream. Lots of good, fun stuff out there. I love all the old flight simulators, all for various reasons. Yeah, we're probably... I think we're more than halfway, but it's hard to say with the way the flight plan is. Oh, and thank you. Thank you for gifting a sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
KLM 808 level 340. KLM 808 identified the renewal. Montana level 340 next report.
Thank you, Shadow. I really appreciate it. This is what I love to do. I love entertaining people. I love doing the video work and being able to touch people's lives across the world in a positive way. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And I'm going to be working really hard to make this my livelihood. As you probably may have gathered a little earlier, I did actually have a full-time job that ended today. Unfortunately, I was with the company for almost 10 years. But because of the virus that shall not be named, a lot of people lost their jobs, and I was one of them. But now I don't have that roadblock holding me back. So, yeah, we're going to... This is going to be a big year. This has been such a horrible year in general, but as far as Killer TV and as far as the Killer Gamer channel here on Twitch, this is going to be a big year for all of that. I knew coming into this year that I was really gonna push myself hard on both YouTube, and then when I started getting on the Twitch, and really trying to do a lot here, so that way it can provide, good quality, fun entertainment for your folks, especially with the stuff going on nowadays. I get tired of all the political garbage that's going on, and you just want to get away from it all and go into something fun. And that's what I want to do for all of you out there. Yeah, Shadow, absolutely. And something else that I'm going to be doing too, now that I have more time, I started to do it a little bit over on YouTube. I have some game reviews where I did some reviews of some flight simulator expansions, old ones, classic ones. I've been wanting to do more of that. They take time to do because I want to do them correctly and thoroughly. Yeah, but as far as the education is concerned, there's going to be more content in regards to that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of material to be able to watch, not just here but also over on Killer TV. And I do more than just flight sims. I do other stuff too. I have a community that follows me. It's a smaller community of Minecraft folks that follow me, and then I have some from the Sims community that follow me also. And I do some other types of simulators as well, such as like Truck Simulator and Cooking Simulator. I gotta do a stream on Cooking Simulator. I gotta do some more episodes with that one, Cooking Simulator is an interesting simulator, I gotta say. Yep. C-19, we don't talk about that. That is the thing that shall not be named. That is the thing that shall not be named. We don't know what that is here on the Killer Gamer channel. It's a foreign thing. Whoa. Yeah, we'll be doing a stream on Cooking Simulator soon. But something else I've been waiting for that we're going to be getting onto. Sundays I've marked down for sci-fi fantasy stuff. I've been waiting for the next release of Empyrean Galactic Survival to come out, and it's out finally. So I'm going to be doing some streaming / recording with that and getting that series back up and running. Empyrean is a pretty cool game. I don't know if you've seen Empyrean. Let me find a trailer for you as far as what it looks like. It's a very, very cool game. Okay, this is an old video. This is Empyrean right here. This is an old Alpha 7 launch trailer, but they're like way past that now. But this gives you kind of an example of what it looks like here.
In an infinite galaxy, there are two options: survive or die. I came here alone, before the others. I harvested the resources I needed to carve out a life, to craft a future, to endure the unknown. The journey was long. I explored new frontiers, discovered new planets, and new threats. But you cannot survive alone. So together, we built anew. Our talents are deep. The technology at our disposal evolves, but with expansion comes conflict. And the cost of failure is catastrophic. We chose our path. We build together. We fight together. We survive together. The journey was long. The journey continues. Empyrean. Out now for PC on Steam.
Yeah, so that's Empyrean. I bought that like long ago on Steam, and I love it. It is a very addictive game. It is a survival game to the core, and you crash on the planet, and you've got to get resources. You're starting off bare bones with everything, as far as building a base or building a hovercraft. you can go into space, and now with the latest release, now they have multiple galaxies and stuff like what No Man's Sky has. But that's more of an in-game type of thing. You've got to be able to build a ship to be able to get into space. But yeah, no, that game is just totally awesome. And with the new alpha release that they made, that they just came out with, yeah, I am going back to that. We're going to be doing some streams and some videos with that, and those are going to be on Sunday. And now that that's back up, I'll be continuing. I also have No Man's Sky as well, so we'll be continuing with those. So, if you like sci-fi stuff, Sci-Fi Fantasy Sunday, we will be bringing those here to do those on Sunday. Yeah, Empyrean has made a lot of changes since it first came out. Yeah, and I agree with you. Italkowski. I'm sorry, trying to pronounce your name. I agree with you. I'm looking forward to Flight Sim 2020 as well. I'm taking this one step at a time. I'm looking forward to being able to build a machine to be able to play Flight Simulator 2020. So once I get the machine, then I'll be able to get the simulator. Yeah, the ultimate goal is to build an i9 machine with a RTX 20. I think I'm going for a 2070 Super. Of course, a 2080 would be great, but that's just way too much. And plenty of space and everything. Yeah. Going for that. VR. Controls and everything. That will be the ultimate setup. That is the ultimate goal. Scrolling back on chats here to see if I've missed anything. Ian, okay. An 8 terabyte hard drive would be good too. Right now, I'm running off of an i5, and I've got a 500 gigabyte SSD drive split in half between Windows 7 and Windows 10, and then I've got two terabyte drives, which is it's got a mix of stuff between the two. And then I've got external drives that have some stuff backed up. So yeah, the setup that I have right now, although it worked, it's now getting kind of crammed up with how things are being installed. And so yeah, I need to actually, when I build a new system, and I haven't had a new system for, I don't know, like 7 years or something. When I'm able to get that built, yeah, it'll be built with space in mind. I think EGS has gone back that far. Yeah, I got it back before Alpha 5. When the music that they're... Oh, speaking of which, let's see if I can find it here. You might appreciate this. It had the old theme song. Remember this? This was back when I played it. This was the theme song that came up when you first loaded it up. Apparently, it's just generic music or something that they were using at the time. I like the music that they have. The problem that I have, though, is that it repeats, and I don't like it because it repeats so much. No Man's Sky, on the other hand, it's like it's got a soundtrack, but it's done in such a way to where the algorithms can take bits and pieces of it and form new stuff. And so the music in No Man's Sky is very, very pleasing to listen to, and it doesn't feel old. It's always changing just slightly, ever so slightly here and there, depending upon what it is that you're doing. And I wish that they would implement that same feature into Empyrean, because although the music that they got in Empyrean is good, it repeats itself constantly. Or it would be better if it like played a song and then it was quiet, and then maybe played it again like so many minutes later, instead of, you know, repeating it constantly. It gets really tiring after a while. Yes. Yep, I can, we can definitely agree that it had a bad launch. I did not get No Man's Sky when it first came out. I got it later. I got it later when it was on sale. But now, that game is incredible. No Man's Sky has done a complete 180-degree turn from when it first started. It is absolutely incredible now. I like No Man's Sky for what it is, but Empyrean definitely has it definitely has a lot going for it. I love the survival aspect of Empyrean, where you start off with like nothing, and it kind of like Minecraft, you know. You start off in a Minecraft world. What do you have? You have your fist. You go to a tree. You start punching it to make wood, you know. And, you know, you build yourself a crafting table, and, you know, you start building tools and stuff. And Empyrean is the same way. Same basic concept. I do have another space game called Space Engineers. If you know Empyrean, I'm sure you probably know about Space Engineers also. That one I've had a hard time trying to get into. And there's another space game, StarMade. Is it StarMade? I think it's StarMade. Which really does look like Minecraft in space, but... Avorion, I think that's it. I think that's the one. I think that's the one that I've got. Or is it StarMade? I don't know. Let me look at that again. Which one was StarMade? Okay, yeah, no, Avorion I don't have. I've seen it. This is StarMade. I've got this one here too. This one definitely looks like Minecraft. This is an old trailer. I think it showed a lot of promise, but they really haven't been living up to people's expectations. I remember a time when this used to be overwhelmingly positive, and now it's mixed. But yeah, that's the one I've got. I've seen Avorion, but I don't have it. I got StarMade when it was free. I think I did actually come around to buying it. Is it worth it? Maybe at the time that I got it. I haven't played it recently though to really tell you. Empyreon, I can say, is definitely worth it. That one's definitely worth the money. At the moment, I can't really recommend StarMade. Not until I'm able to get into it a little bit more. Swedish Controller! And Lemon Iden 22. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Killer Gamer channel. And some classic flight sim goodness here with FS9. But not only FS9, but an old Boeing 707 plane. Why do I still fly with FS9? It's not the only flight simulator I fly. I like all the flight simulators. I have the flight simulators dating all the way back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. I've got X-Plane versions 5 through 11. I have ProPilot, I have Fly and Fly 2, Sublogic Flight, and Sublogic ATP. I also do have P3D. But a few weeks ago, I did a 10-day marathon on VATSIM. It was the Cross Vatras 2020 event. 23 flights doing a tour around Russia. So that was all done on P3D. And I do have a PMDG 737 and 747. So I do have some serious aircraft. I am not a pro at them, but I do have them. But I enjoy these classic sims along with the new ones as well. Yeah, and see, for me, with all these different flight sims, there's something about each of them that I like. I go about each one a little bit differently. Like, I have them set up differently from each other. Some of them have different types of add-ons and expansions than what another one does. So the stuff that I have for Flight Simulator 5. I'll have something different for Flight Simulator 95 or Flight Simulator 98 or 2000, etc. And it's just a fun experience. It allows me to go back and enjoy those sims like I did when they first came out, and maybe doing things with them that I hadn't done the first time around. Or in some cases, flying sims that I had not flown when they first came out. For example, X-Plane. The first X-Plane that I actually flew was 11. About 11.4, I think, was the first one. I never played X-Plane 5 through 10, but I have them now. I now have them. And I've done some flights on 5, and I've done some flights on 6. And J Mike, who's been with me, we've been flying these old X-planes, and they're amazing. The X-Plane 6 is, for the time that it came out, it's actually pretty impressive. So it's also been kind of a discovery type of thing too, being able to go back into the history of the flight sims and look at them and be able to appreciate what it was able to do for its time. So and all that fascinates me. I love retro games and retro gaming, and I think old flight sims are a part of that. Yeah, and I agree, John. There has been a lot of work done, especially like the third party. Let me rephrase that. Not the third party, the custom content. So the content that people like you and me, just regular creators that would create stuff for airports, and they get uploaded to like flightsim.com or avsim.com. All of that work has been sitting there, and I'm glad it's still there. It's allowed me to go and dig in to those archives, pull out the work that these people have done, and really be able to appreciate, because I've seen some custom content that has been relatively impressive. Flight Simulator 98 comes to mind, with the Russian tour that I started to do with that one. Some of the airports that I've saw that people have made with that have been impressive. I was like, wow, look at that. I do have, how much time do we got left here? Let's take a look here. Ooh, we're getting closer. We got 386 miles. I'm going to turn the radio back here.
Kuwait, November 5221, turn left heading 335.
They're still telling me to go to 335.
Left 2335, Kuwait, November 5221.
The voice has changed, but the command stays the same. Oh, it's too funny. All right. I want to show you something. When I can find it. Okay. Here is a video that I did on Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. This is on this is the very first Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yes,
but I'll mute it, but here it is right here. This is using the composite mode. And as far as I know, my channel is the only one that has Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 looking the way it's supposed to look. Because everywhere else, it's got lines angled and going all over the place and up into the sky and all that other stuff. All right, hold on. This is the bad version. I think this is the bad version of it. Wait, this is not corrected graphics. Oh, wait a minute. What am I looking at here? I think that was the old version. See, it looks fine there. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I was showing a sample from a previous video of what it looked like. Here's what it's supposed to look like. So you can see the lines, the roads and stuff are not shooting up into the sky and stuff. I believe I'm the only one that has the first flight simulator looking correct. Because all the other ones, they just look absolutely horrible. But I've got two videos over on Killer TV of Flight Simulator 1. And there will be others as well.
Left 235 waiting November 5221.
Is there a flight management computer in the 707? No, there is not. But I have a portable Garmin that I brought with me. I have a portable Garmin here with me. Never leave home without it. Yeah, that's Meg's in Chicago. Yeah, you're right, John. I did show. See, I had when I first did the Flight Simulator 1, I had done a couple of videos on it, and I was really discouraged because of how bad it looked. And I wanted to do it where it looked right, and then when I finally was able to find a way to do it, then I redid the videos. And I got to tell you, when I finally was able to do it, I was really excited. I'm like, wow, I can finally play the very first Microsoft Flight Simulator the way it was intended. Now, I don't want to say first Flight Simulator, because that's Sublogic Flight Simulator 1 for the Apple, which I have messed around with, but I haven't done a video on it yet. The most that I've done with that one is take off, come around, and land. And I think that's pretty much all that you can really do, because I don't think there's any other scenery beyond that little airport. Now, that wasn't Seattle that I took off from. That was Meg's. That was the Sears Tower.
Yeah, we had been given the wrong frequency. We're with you now, United 35.
Chicago.
Flight Simulator 1, it had Seattle also. It had Seattle. Where is my manual? I have the manual for the very first flight simulator. I'm looking for it. But, oh, here it is. Yeah, so here is Flight Simulator 1. And it comes with Chicago, New York, Seattle, and Los Angeles. And if you were to take just Chicago, here's the map right here. It's only got 5 airports. That's it, just 5 airports. But it's got you know, plenty of wars on here. The Seattle section, I think, only has 5 airports. New York has only got 5 airports. Los Angeles, though, I think has got a few more than that. But yeah, I'm due up to do another Flight Simulator 1 video. And yeah, when I get around to recording that, I'll stream it here first, giving everyone a chance to kind of join in on the flight live while it's happening.
Yeah, 7661 identified, Montana level 320, next report, Kilo Delta.
Report point, Channel 661.
Kuwait, November 5221, turn left heading 335.
Report Kilo Delta, enemy tip level 360, Channel 661.
Scenery was more like lines.
November 5221.
Well, okay. Well, I think the Apple one had dots on it, but here's Flight Simulator 2. This is actually for the Tandy. This is the Tandy 1000, 1200 HD, and the 2000. I have no idea if the disc works. But one of these days, I'm hoping to get a Tandy, because although I have a Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 series over on YouTube, and I've got the scenery discs. The scenery discs are images, but some of them were copyrighted, so when they had to get around it, chunks of the scenery wound up going missing. And so the only way to actually get to those same airports that I was doing on the other flight sims, I had to do it with the Tandy version, but the emulator that I'm using for the Tandy is not the greatest. So I'm kind of having to work with what I have in order to be able to do the series. Eventually, if I can get a proper Tandy machine, I can go back and I can re-record those episodes properly. Kind of like how I'm redoing the Flight Simulator 1 videos.
November 5221, turn left heading 335.
Roger, left 235 280, November 5221.
Isn't it funny, after all this time, they still want us to go to the same heading? We'll just turn that off again. I only had it on because I wanted to see if we were close enough for them to have us change over to approach or something yet, but apparently not. Yeah, we are definitely getting closer. Well, I actually found custom scenery for the airport, so we won't be looking at default. Likewise, I was able to find a little something for Kuwait International. All it did was add jetways and I think taxiway signs, but it was a little something. At the airport we're going to, they did actually put some work into it. So whenever possible, I try to find custom content to use in these flights. So that way it's not always default scenery. I do what I can to take to go that extra step, that extra mile for everyone. So do you all want to see X-Plane 7? Maybe not immediately after this flight. I need to take a little bit of a break. But if you want to see some X-Plane 7, I'll come back later on. Maybe in another maybe 30 minutes to an hour after we land. And we'll do some X-Plane 7. I just got X-Plane 7 in the mail today. I'd love to check it out. We can pick a flight and go somewhere. Well, let's talk about X-Plane 7. Where should we go? Where should we fly? I've already got global scenery for X-Plane 7. So where in the world do you want to fly? You want to be in the States? Do you want to be South Africa? Canada? What do you think would be maybe around the Grand Canyon? Maybe we could see how that looks. I don't know. The U.S. Now the version of X-Plane 7 that I have is in Spanish, so I'm not sure what the default airport would be on this one. It talks about on here how JFK is a exclusive, but I also think Madrid, Spain is also part of it, so I've got X-Plane 8. I've got X-Plane 8. I'm not ready to install that one yet. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that, John. Denver to Vegas. That's a really good idea. There's definitely some stuff that we'd be able to see there. Now the scenery, I think we know what we can expect with the scenery since I've been using that scenery on X-Plane 6. But as far as the simulation itself with 7, I don't know, I'm really curious to see if there's going to be much of a difference between 6 and 7. That's why I really wasn't sure if I wanted to get the old X-Plane sims, because I didn't think there was going to be much of a difference between them that was really worth checking out. But I figured, why not? And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I have been going in and checking out the old X-Planes.
Heading 215 on Palm 324.
That's possible, Shadow, because I didn't really notice X-Plane until X-Plane 9. And it didn't really grasp my interest because at the time when I read it, it was like it either didn't have all the airports or, you know, I didn't have all the information with me as far as what X-Plane could do. And X-Plane 10 was getting kind of closer to what I wanted, but it just wasn't really there. But X-Plane 11, yeah, I started to jump on that around 11 point. I don't know if it was 11.4 or 11.35 or something like that, but yeah, but when X-Plane 11 came out, I was like, and I started seeing people's videos of it, I was like, okay, I gotta give this a try.
Yeah, channel 910, waiting for travel 370. Channel 910, get to 5, report point.
We got about 200 miles left.
Confirm, report to which point? Yeah, channel 910. Channel 910.
Okay, you want to see something old here? Here's X-Plane 5. This is the video that I did from Meigs to Chicago O'Hare. This is X-Plane 5 right here. Let me get up to the takeoff part here. So we're coming around here. I think the runway's right over here. But yeah, there's Chicago. Yeah, so this is X-Plane version 5. What did I do? Did I take off from runway 18 on this one? Oh no, I think I went around. I think I went around and then I turned around. Yeah. So here we go. And it's funny because like the instruments aren't even placed in like the correct spots or anything. Like some of it's close, but yeah. But this is number 5. And let's see, where is... But the clouds look pretty cool. Here's Chicago O'Hare right here. No buildings or anything, although it came with a scenery builder, designer, or something like that, so you could go in and add buildings. So that's something that I'm going to try to take the time to do for the future episodes of the World Tour Series for X-Plane 5. And this might have been one of the things that that might have turned you away from the old X-Plane, was that there wasn't much scenery at the airports, if any. That was one thing that kind of turned me away from it, because I'm like, you know, I don't want to go fly to an airport that doesn't have any buildings on it.
Kuwait, November 5221, turn left heading 335.
335.
Left to 335, Kuwait, November 5221.
They weren't quite popular yet. There was a virtual cockpit in Flight Simulator 2002, but you could not interact with it. So let's take a look at this 3D cockpit here. Forget the smoke and stuff that's going on here with the windows. So imagine this, but you could not interact with anything. Like the controls here, you could not interact with these. You could not push any buttons. All the gauges and stuff worked, but you could not interact with anything. Also down here, do you see how flat this all is? There's no 3 dimensions or anything here. The same looking at this up here.
November 5221, turn left heading 335.
So, like this was actually made for Flight Simulator 9, but I think this was when it had originally came out, because the virtual cockpit is not the greatest. I think as FS9 got more and more popular, you started seeing much better virtual cockpits. They definitely improved with FSX, that's for sure.
Center, Kuwait, November 5221. Request
What version did they get 3D interactive cockpits? That's a good question. I'm not
Kuwait,
sure.
November 5221. I show you to be 35 miles off the airway. Turn left heading 050 to join the call 452. Kuwait, November 5221. Roger, thank you. Kuwait, November 5221. Check position. Be sure to be about 38 miles off the airway.
38 miles
Roger,
off the
Kuwait,
airway.
November 5221.
Blue, Air France, triple win.
I don't think we're going to be able to use that ATC, so... Because now they're saying I'm 38 miles off the airway. I'm probably going to have to use regular ATC. Yeah, I'm looking at my X-Plane 9 box, but there's no pictures on the back. X-Plane 8. I don't see a 3D cockpit on. There's only one here that has a picture of a cockpit. It doesn't look like a 3D cockpit. Yeah, ATC has been garbage. I can actually use this program, the ProFlight Emulator, with X-Plane, and it's actually a lot better. There's also that program Pilot to ATC, which uses the text-to-speech, and I'm pretty sure that one's probably pretty good too. I don't have it though. I think somewhere down the line I'll probably get it, just not yet. The thing that's kind of shying me away from getting the Pilot to ATC is the I hate that copy protection registration garbage where you have to activate it, but then if you have to reinstall or something, then you have to contact the company and ask for another installation. I hate that crap. I really hate that crap. If it wasn't for that, I would have already had Pilot to ATC already. But since I know that I'm going to be building another computer, the last thing that I want to do is spend $60 on a program that I'm going to have to go back to the company later on and say, hey, I'm going to need another install activation. Yeah, so that kills it for me when it comes to buying something. Now, see, I thought Pilot to ATC was a good program. I know there's a couple of ATC programs. There was Pilot to ATC, and then there was another one. And it was the other one that some people were saying was not very good.
Control China Eastern 592, maintain flight level 230. China Eastern 590 control, identified, maintain flight level 330, report Milan. Maintain flight level 230, report Leland, China Eastern 592.
The ATC program at least has improved since the launch of 11. What they have now is a bit better. Not ideal, but it is better. See, and the other thing too is that I wanted
November 5221 check position. We show you to be about 62 miles off the airway. Roger. 280 November 5221.
Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be flying backwards to appease air traffic control, so this is where we say goodbye to that ATC program. And we will go ahead and load up the default ATC. Love it or hate it, it works. Love it or hate it, it actually works. Sound. Okay, I need to turn that on right there.
Lahore Center, world travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, 7 miles north of Oscar Papa Mike India. Request IFR to Chaklala, ready to copy. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy is cleared to Chaklala Airport as filed, squawk 1116. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, cleared to Chaklala Airport as filed, squawk 1116. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, read that correctly, air contact, turn left heading 050, assume on navigation, climb and maintain flight level 390, 363, climb and maintain flight level 350. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, you are 89 miles southwest, turn left heading 015, descend and maintain flight level 270, expect vectors visual, runway 12, approach. Turn left heading 015, descend and maintain flight level 270. Expect vectors visual, runway 12, approach. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy. Climb and maintain flight level 350, 363.
Okay, they got us going on a descent. And 015.
World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, please expedite your turn to heading 015. Steady 616. Turn right heading 025. Turn right heading 025. Steady 616.
Yeah, that'll be cool. You can put the link up.
Air France 128, contact control 125.8. 125.8, of 128.
What I do like about Pilot to ATC is that you can use it on, I think it works on FSX, I might be wrong, but I believe it works on P3D as well as X-Plane. So I like that you can use it on both. Now I do have Vox ATC that I use with FSX and P3D. I even got an old version for Flight Simulator 2004. Ooh, plane! Plane!
Experimental, report them in sight. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, traffic is 10 o'clock, 3 miles at flight level 312, Boeing 737, report them in sight. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, half at Boeing 737. 363, traffic in sight. Lahore Center, Alpha Papa Foxtrot Echo Delta 21 miles northeast of Oscar Papa Zero Echo report 5. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 Heavy, turn right heading 045. Alpha Papa Foxtrot Echo Delta is cleared to Shower Airport as filed, squawk 7235. Alpha Papa Foxtrot Echo Delta cleared to Tower Airport as filed. Squawk 7235. Foxtrot Tango Delta.
My goodness, they're talking up a storm here.
Turn right heading 045. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Foxtrot Tango Delta. You are by 900 miles southeast.
045.
En vue de votre proche atterrissage, veuillez attacher et ajuster votre ceinture de sécurité. Le dossier de votre fauteuil doit maintenant être relevé et votre tablette rangée.
Turn right heading 075. Turn right heading 075. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
It's ironic. I have to actually... Oh! Ooh! I can move this. There we go. We're 50 miles from the airport. I don't remember which approach they had us going on. It was a visual of some sort.
We'll travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Descend and maintain 15,000. Descend and maintain 15,000. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
I downloaded the manual for Pilot to ATC, and it does look complicated. But it for the price, it looks really good because if I'm not mistaken, it's a flight planner also, and it's got SIDS and stars, and you can do all kinds of flight planning. It looks like what you can do with Navigraph, but then you got the ATC on top of it. I could be wrong, but that was kind of the impression that I got. It looks pretty involved.
Turn left heading 045. Turn left heading 045. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Turn left heading 055. Turn left heading 055. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Turn left heading 025.
Man, they're having us going back and forth here.
Turn left heading 025. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Turn right heading 055. Steady 616. Turn right heading 0.
Well, you know, John, come on. You know, we're gonna land. We're gonna land at the airport at Mach 1.
Turn left heading 355. Turn right heading 055. Descend and maintain 4,600. Steady 616. Steady 616. Turn left heading 025. Turn left heading 355. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
355. All right.
Turn left heading 025. Steady 616. We'll travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Turn right heading 050. Turn right heading 050. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
Sure doesn't seem like we're going very fast, does it? But we are going fast. I'm trying to be very careful because when this stalls, it is like game over when this thing stalls. Because I can't recover from a stall once it stalls.
Canal 141. One control identified. Next report at Kilo Delta.
So I'm trying to be very, very careful with it.
Travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Descend and maintain 9,000.
Descend and maintain 9,000. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Turn right heading 085.
Turn right heading 085. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
We have a new pilot now. Or we have a new engineer, or a new radio person.
Contact Islamabad approach on 125.5.
Going to 125.5. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Islamabad approach. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Is at 13,100. Descending 9,000.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Islamabad approach. Roger. Altimeter 2953.
I think the airport's over here.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Airport is 13 miles ahead 1 o'clock. Turn right heading 115. Airport runway inside.
Turn right heading 1123 heavy.
There it is, I see it.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heading. Turn right heading 145.
Turn right heading 145. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Descend and maintain 4,600.
Sync rate. Descend and maintain 4,600. Sync rate. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Sync rate. World travel Kilo Echo 123
Sync
heavy.
rate.
Runway inside.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. You are 8 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 3,700. Cleared visual. Runway 12 approach. Contact Chocolate Tower
Sync
on
rate.
119.7.
Watch me.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Descend and maintain 3,700. Cleared visual. Runway 12. Sync rate. Approach. Tower on 119.7. Sync rate. World travel Kilo Echo 123 Sync heavy. Rate. Chocolate Sync Tower. Rate. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy is 6 miles northwest. Inbound visual. Runway 12. Approach.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Chocolate Tower. Make straight in. Runway 12. Altimeter 2953.
Passenger satisfaction is at 5% now.
1,000.
World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy. Did you hear my last transmission?
500. Land. Runway 12. World travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
Approaching minimums. 400. Minimums. 300. $200. 100.
I'm going to be off to the angle here.
30, 20, 10.
Reverse engagé. ...89... 69...
Will travel Kilo Echo 123 heavy, turn next taxiway.
Yaklala Airport Information Hotel 0609er Solo with 108 at 6.
Madame, monsieur, nous sommes arrivés à notre
I killed it! Ah!
Les procédures de sécurité doivent rester attachées jusqu'à l'extinction de la consigne lumineuse. À l'arrivée à notre point de stationnement, nous vous demandons d'ouvrir les coffres à bagages avec précaution afin d'éviter la chute d'objets. Merci d'avoir choisi notre compagnie. Au nom de notre équipage et de notre bonne journée et un bon voyage, nous vous donne en correspondance. Nous vous rappelons que l'utilisation des téléphones portables n'est autorisée qu'après l'arrivée à notre point de stationnement.
So yeah, here's the custom content I was talking about that someone created for the airport. Looks pretty good, I think.
Yaklala ground, world travel, Kilo Echo 123 heavy, request taxi to the gate. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 heavy, taxi to gate 9er using taxiway Bravo.
Look at this right here. Passenger satisfaction, 13%. Passenger adrenaline fear, 84%. But we landed.
World travel, Kilo Echo 123 heavy, please acknowledge. Taxiing to gate 9er via taxiway Bravo. World travel, Kilo Echo 123 heavy.
Exactly.
Yaklala Tower, understeady 616.11 miles northwest, inbound visual, runway 12, approach, understeady 616. Yaklala Tower, fly straight in, runway 12.
Oh, hold on. So you know what we got to do?
Fly straight in, runway 12, understeady 61.
I want to do a instant replay. I want to do an instant replay. Let's look at the landing.
Don't think. 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 Don't think.
We're seeing that line because of the taxi thing.
Don't think. Don't think.
Ooh. So just a little off the runway. Aeroflot. Hey, you know, John, we have that unwritten rule here in on the channel that we don't do go-arounds. Unless there's no choice. So like in VATSIM, for example, if they say go-around, obviously we're going to do a go-around. But if I can help it, I will not do a go-around. I think the wing hit a tree or something. The aircraft smashed into a building. Part of it's missing. What? That's why I saved it. Oh, it just put us back here, so that's good. That's fine. It's part of the FS passengers. It's real sensitive. Apparently, it sees something here in the scenery. There's probably a default building that was moved, but FS Passengers thinks it's still there and that we hit it. So, yeah, not a big deal. Hey, you know, all things considering, since ATC had us going down with at a very with not a whole lot of distance to the airport, I think it worked out pretty well. Maybe that's what's happened. Maybe the pentagram was a curse or something, and that's why that's why the wing broke off. Got an AFCAT issue over here with this plane sitting in the sitting in the building. I think it's part of the pentagram thing going on. There we go. Turning the aircraft off. Now everybody get out! Not bad, though. I like how they have it written up right here. I don't see that pyramid thing that you're talking about. Not sure exactly where at the airport it would be. Yeah, so there's the airport itself. This looks like it might have some of the old building in there with the new. That's kind of interesting how this is kind of looking. If you see where this plane is parked right here. Yeah, nothing's perfect. I think it came with an AFCAT file, and I thought I put it in there, but apparently it's not doing something, or maybe I didn't activate that folder. That's possible. But hey, at least I got this landed, considering the other two attempts where the plane stalled and either went into the ground or went into the ocean or water or whatever. This actually turned out better than what I thought. Like I said, I was afraid of the airspeed getting too low, because if it got too low and we stalled, I wouldn't have been able to recover from it. And that's been the case of like some other landings that I've done where, you know, I did try to slow down, but it slowed down too much. It stalled. I couldn't get it sped up enough, and we wound up crashing. So I always try to find that that fine thing in between to be able to do it.